Hey everyone, Sean here for the WorldCupNow.com, bringing you your Barclays Fantasy Premier League tip coverage for Game Week 9. Getting the video out a little bit later this evening just because I've been out and about. Next weekend is Halloween, next Thursday is Halloween, but apparently all the parties are going to be this weekend. So I'm just out getting the Halloween costume, and yeah. Cha 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 cha! So if you don't know what that is, check out Yelvis. What does the fox say? Viral hit. So going to be going out that this weekend as that. Next weekend will probably be something else. Anyways, what you guys want to know about some fantasy Premier League tips. Just going to go over some fixture lists as always. Take a look at the league and go through some captain options, and we'll go from there. So we'll flip the script, change the screen, and we'll see you in a minute. Okay, so just switched over quickly here, looking at the fixtures. Going to go through quickly game week 9. Arsenal, as I said in my post, or as I wrote in my post, there's probably going to be a risk of rotation and a little bit of rest going on. That's why I've kept Giroud off of the armband this week, just as a precaution. Now probably watch he'll go and score 4 goals, be played, and get 60 minutes and full bonus. But that's a risk that I'm willing to take. It's just that I remember seeing a comment earlier on in the week that he said he was going to speak with the manager about getting some rest, maybe going into the Capital One game or the Capital One Cup games. So that's always a risk, and it's more. I go more into that in my post if you follow the link below and read the actual post. If you're looking at Aston Villa Everton, that's going to be a good game. Typically, I think this the edge is going to go to Everton simply because Benteke is not match fit yet, and I think Lukaku is going to be able to break them open. Even though Lukaku still isn't full 90-minute fit, I still think Everton is going to have the edge here. So in this one, I'm probably going to go with Everton. However, later on in the season, that might be a little bit different. Liverpool and West Brom is going to be a good game. Liverpool are coming off of a draw. I was banking on a win for them, but last game week, but they actually surprised with a draw. So with West Brom are playing very well, but I think Liverpool will be able to get away with this. So again, if you have Sturridge or Suarez, those should be your captain options with that up in that game. United and Stoke. RVP is still showing to be a little bit injury prone, so if you're holding on to him, really this game week, if he doesn't feature, doesn't get any points, that personally would be my straw that broke the camel's back, just because if I was still holding him, there's better money spent elsewhere with players that are performing. So also probably look at Rooney. I've got Rooney. I think I'm going with him as the captain. I'm still not sure. I've got him right now as the captain, but that may change tomorrow being Friday. So we'll go ahead with that. As you can tell, I am banking for United to take the win there. Norwich and Cardiff will be a good game. First meeting between these guys for the season, so it'll be good to see what they get. This is kind of a lower end regulation table or relegated table. About, who knows, these points could be very important to either team later on down the league, or later down the season, excuse me. And so this will be an important game. That's why I picked up Housen on my team. He actually had a very good strike and goal against Arsenal, so I figured if he can do that against Arsenal, you should be able to open up against a team like Cardiff. So I brought him on just as a cheapie. So we'll see how that goes. Southampton and Fulham. A lot of people have been banking on a Southampton clean sheet here. Have you seen transfers in of Boric and Fonte and other other Southampton defenders? So I would bank on a Southampton win there, but I wouldn't be so sure about the clean sheet. And Sunderland Newcastle, really another kind of dog game. Newcastle really need the win, I think. Sunderland also need the win, so it's going to be a really scrappy game, I predict. So looking at the Chelsea-Man City game, this will be very important later down in the season as well, just because these are the matchups where the team that wants to do well or is going to do well needs to pull those points. I'm feeling that Man City in their 3 and 4 are going to continue in their winning ways and be able to pull 3 points out of Chelsea. And as a manager bias, I'm hoping that Silva will at least be contributing to at least 2 of their goals to help that win. Looking at Swansea West Ham, this will be a good fixture as well. Swansea, I think, are going to have the edge just simply because of firepower. West Ham have been struggling as of late, but West Ham are a resilient team. I'll give them that credit. So it could go either way, maybe a draw, but I'm probably going to go with a draw on that one. And then looking at Tottenham and Hull City, Hull have been very resilient this year as well as a newly promoted team, and the Spurs have not been doing too well offensively. I believe they had a 2-0 win this afternoon in Europa League, so there's been some rotation there too, if I remember looking at that. I know I had Eriksen last week, he didn't play, so I actually got rid of him this week, hence the move into Silva. So with this one, I'm going to say that Spurs are going to win it, but I wouldn't be surprised for Hull to pull out at least 1 goal out of them and break their clean sheet. So, something that I said that I was going to do last week and neglected to do, and now I actually want to do it this week. I'm actually going to take a look at the league and just go through some of our top 3 standings. I know there's been some swapping places, but it's good to see that Bob 2Gay Cunners is getting back up into that 1 or 2 spot, because he was up there earlier when I last checked. New and still, I guess, remaining, if we look here, there's no down or up bar. But beat champions, John Kennedy. Let's take a look at his team and just see what he did last week properly that helped him stay at the top of the league. It's always good to know your rivals and what they're doing. It does look like a very standard team. Miggs in the back, Shaw, Dawson, and Enrique. So we'll probably be looking to get rid of Enrique. I don't see any transfers done this week, but if he's paying attention, he might be able to get back on that before the deadline. And then Hazard and Ramsey. Hazard was, that was his breakout week last week. Ramsey off the bench. I think he's probably going to be one of these Dzeko types where, if he's being rested but comes onto the bench, he will contribute to the scoreline no matter what. Brady and Ben Arfa. Brady, a good pick. He's probably coming back from the injury, so it'll take maybe a little bit for him to get up and running. Ben Arfa, he's just been kind of on and off for me, and I've gotten rid of him. It's good to see that he has some city coverage with Negredo. I would look to see that, Silva sets him up at least once this game week. Sturridge and Lukaku, 2 excellent choices. And then looking at the bench, you got Zabs, Eriksen, and Collins. So, all in all, a very good team. Now, if we look at the number 2 player, Bob 2K Gunners, we can take a look at this team. Same kind of back line. Miggs, distant on Everton. Ferdinand, yeah, he's probably going to be getting rid of him this week. 2 transfers already, so probably Ferdinand and someone as well. Dawson, also a good, affordable, cheap player on Spurs to get some coverage. Brady, Michu. Michu is a good choice. They're going to have a good run of fixtures, I feel, Swansea, so look for Michu to start contributing points-wise. Ozil, Ramsey, and Giroud. Excellent Arsenal coverage. Maybe a little bit too heavy, but when you look at it and you've got 31, 42, you got 42 points, 3 players. It speaks for itself right there. And Suarez, gotta have either him or Sturridge, and he's got both. So very good coverage. Zabs and Kolbak on the bench. Let's see if Kolbak featured. I got 30 minutes, so you get 1 on the swap, which is interesting. Why didn't Ferdinand come out? Isn't that interesting? I'm surprised that he wasn't swapped out. Anyways, now going back to the 3rd place team, and this will be Manios FC. Mikhail Play. and the butcher of pronunciations has done it once again, so my apologies. So taking a look at his team, Miggs in the back, Coleman, Ivanovic, Font. Very, very good back. Yaya Toure, he's been the staple for City. Ozil, Barkley, and Ramsey. Very, very all-standard players with Sturridge, Giroud, and Suarez for the strike force. So, very good team. See that he's got 2 transfers. It'll be interesting to see who he's swapped out because he's not showing any injuries, but it'll be good to see what's going on his team. So, that being said, choose your captains wisely, try and look for some differentiators, and as always, good luck, and I will see you next game week.